Welcome back to Armstrong Acres. We got some work to do. Okay, so I did want to get to work on the yard and finish the stuff that I did last week with the equipment that I'd borrowed. But we have something that came up that's a little more important. The chickens have grown to a size that they need to be moved out to the coop. But I need to change the thing on the coop and build a chicken tractor so that we can let them out of the coop to pick at the ground and eat bugs and all that. Basically, what I'm saying is, I need these giant chickens out of my closet and moved outside. So that's what we're gonna get done today. We're gonna use some scrap wood that I have left over from the deck build. Since we only have 4 chickens, this is gonna be a test run. There's a million different ways to build these things. I found 50 different plans and was looking at them, and I'm going with the basic one to see what we think while we only have 4, because eventually we're gonna have more like 20 or 30 chickens. We're gonna kind of wing it. I'm not gonna use any specific design, just kind of rough idea off of some of the ones I looked at. And we're gonna get these chickens moved out to their permanent home. At least the weather's nice today. Step 1, there are my gloves, that's what I was looking for. Step 1 is I have to get the wood out of there to see what I've got and what I can use and how big we can make this. I know I've got these 2 2x4s that are probably 6 feet long, I'm guessing, by eyeballing them. I've got these 2x4s that are ripped down. Those will be good to use. Put it on the burn pile. 2x6. It's probably 6 feet long. That'll make 3 of those little rips. I don't know if we're gonna need any more than that, but if we do, we'll come look for some more. There's still a few other boards in there that would be usable for this. Now I need to grab a pen and paper, sketch this thing out a little bit. Let's check if these are 6s. That might be an 8. Yeah, that's an 8. That's an 8. And that's an 8. All right. I'd say it's probably gonna be a good way to go. Okay, I wasn't planning on making it as big as I think I'm going to, so I'm thinking either 3 feet wide or 4 feet wide. Yeah, we'll do the schematics for 4. If I have to adjust based on lumber, I will. I'm thinking 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, and it'll have to be about 3 feet tall. Chicken tractor that size could fit several more chickens, so as we grow, we wouldn't have to build another one right away. I'm not an artist at all. I just want to get a rough idea. Like this. One across here. And then I'll have to build a lid on top of it that'll lift up so that we'll be able to put the water and the food down in there and change it all the time and that kind of thing. We're gonna need a couple of cross supports to stiffen this thing up. Those don't have to be a specific size, so we'll just grab scrap for that. I grabbed 6 rolls of hardware fabric, hardware cloth. It's basically like chicken wire, but it's smaller grids and it's a thicker gauge, so raccoons and coyotes and crap can't get through it. I haven't seen many on the property. Some of the neighbors have said that there are a few coyotes that float around out here, and I'd like to just be overly cautious, so this will keep them out. But the 6 rolls I got are 2 feet by 10 feet. So I'll need 1.5. If I put a post here, I can run from that corner around to there. I think I accidentally got exactly the right amount of hardware cloth. If I go out to the barn and see if I can find a piece of thin plywood or something to cover half of this, that would mean we definitely have enough hardware cloth. We probably will without it. And I'd be willing to bet that we could probably have upwards of 10 chickens in that size tractor. So then all I'd have to do is down the line make 1, maybe 2 more of these as we expand the flock. There's my amazing artwork. The temperature has dropped. It's probably in the 50s, maybe low 60s right now. This workbench has become a catch-all for everything. Got my wonderful helper here who loves to just stare at me, huh? Don't ya? Time out. I'm gonna square off these ends because they're still cut. This is scrap from building the deck. Gotta do something else first. Have to do 5 jobs to do 1 job. 4 quick cuts and then we can go back out to the table saw. Now back to the table saw. All right, time for my favorite part of any job, the can I find my tools? Funny thing is, I was just recording with this GoPro, only to realize that, like an idiot, I put the GoPro on the headgear thing backwards. So it's a video of, I'm assuming, the inside of my hat brim. So that's cool. All right, that actually wasn't too bad. I found my tools pretty quickly. What are you doing, meathead?
Hey, Daddy.
Hi, Pumpkin.
Freezing over here in the shade.
Yes, it is. Do you know what my square is? Remember, it looks
triangle?
like it looks like a triangle.
Yeah, where is it?
It should be in the front seat of the Jimmy, the passenger seat, probably on my tool bag. So that gives me 2 4-footers. How many did I need? 4. Should be able to get at least 2 more out of this one. So let's go ahead and cut those. Then we'll jump to the numerous 3-foot sections we need. Can't find it?
Nope.
Okay. My survival. We'll be done with a 3-foot section, then we can rip those 2 8-footers. Stop talking and do something, Brian. Stop talking and do something. I'm trying to get this done because I'm gonna take the kid to the Farmers and Threshermen's Jubilee. Truck pulls and all kinds of fun stuff. It was always one of my favorite things to do when I was a kid, was to go there. They also have quite possibly the greatest apple cider that they press on site. And if it's going to be cooler temperatures, I want some cider, huh, Jack? Since my guide is not even remotely close to accurate. There. Okay, so we've got all our framing cuts done. I'll probably have to make a few more cuts for some angled supports to keep this thing good and square once it's built. But for now, I can go grab the drill, go grab my impact, a bit, the new screws I bought, get this frame framed. All right, I think first thing we're gonna do is just do like a rough layout. One in the middle, one in the middle. I'll have to look at my diagram. I don't remember what the other 2 were for. We'll figure it out. What the heck? Well, you didn't grab onto that at all, did you? Huh. I guess all those screws I just bought are not going to work. And I'm going to need much longer ones, which that sucks. I just bought a $35 box of screws. Not that I won't use them other places, but man. All right, time out, see what I got. Found longer screws of varying types. I'm hoping that maybe it's just that 1 or 2 of these pieces of wood are just a little damaged on the end and I can still use some of those new screws I bought in the rest of it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I see you, dude. Yeah, that's much better. Now I've got to put these corners in. I wonder if I can use those shorter screws. Well, that one actually bit fairly well, so that's promising. Yeah, once I put the corner supports on, that'll be good enough. Okay. I just got to do that 700 more times. Oh, I do not want to slam it down that hard. Okay. You're in there, you're in there. All right. Fiddle, it's true. And that's how I know the devil is a woman. Definitely gonna need some corner supports just because I'm making this thing really light so that Charlotte and Bean will be able to just kind of pick it up and move it when they need to. One of the effects of doing that is it's not as sturdy as it would be if I built it out of, say, 2x4s or something like that. I think we'll use the deck boards for the cross supports, maybe. Yeah, I think so. We'll see. So this is why I didn't worry about following any plan too specifically. This is a rough idea. It'll be hardware cloth, fabric, cloth, whatever, across here, around the whole thing. I'm gonna put a piece of plywood over half of it. But now that I have it built, I have an idea that will make it a little bit more structurally rigid and seal it a little bit better from animals getting through the chicken or the hardware cloth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to staple it up and wrap this thing. Then I'm going to cut 4 more 2x2x8s and 4 more 2x2x4s and put them over it here so that there won't be any kind of a gap that anything can get through. Plus that'll add that much more structural rigidity to the actual frame. This next part's gonna suck. There's just not really any way around it. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but anybody that's ever messed with chicken wire or hardware cloth knows it's not exactly the easiest to mess with. Give it the old Clark Griswold and, oh, come on. Well, my staple gun sucks. But if I overdo it, it ought to do it. Dude, what are you doing? I'm gonna have to use a hammer or something to get those in there the rest of the way. What's that?
You need help?
Not right this second, but I probably will in a little bit. I think this job is gonna call for going full Rocky Mountain Horror Picture Show and do the time warp. Otherwise, this is gonna be boring. I've enlisted some help for the tedious work. So hopefully I can get done and we can go to the Jubilee.
It's cold.
And my help has help. So they're just going through and running some wire in between the sets. That way they're connected and don't come apart. Nothing can crawl up through the middle of them. And I'm gonna keep stapling chicken wire. Okay, so Charlotte and Bean are still working on getting that all wrapped together and safe so nothing can crawl up in the gaps. I'm going through and cutting more strips like this. You can see I put a second one on here. That gives me something from the inside that I can then staple the hardware cloth to, so this will be perfectly safe. And like I said earlier, it'll add a little bit of structural rigidity to the actual coop itself.
Mama, didn't you ask me for a drink? I did. That's what I did. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I gotta say, it's chilly today. Very windy, chilly. It's only early September, but man, working outside when it's chilly, and I got Texas Longhorn football where they're kicking the patootie out of Michigan, watching on my phone, like, oh, fall is coming, man. But this Oops. Me to hold it?
Just lining it up.
Go Cowboys. Not giving up my Texas teams just because I don't live in the Hellfire State anymore.
Okay. Yes, just hold on to that edge so I can. Are you on it?
Yep. She's got that side screwed down. I'm just gonna build a little hinged lid on this side so we can open it up and put the chickens in and out, etc. What happened? Why are you undoing them?
Pushed it in too far
Why does that matter?
because it was 47 and a quarter here and 40, almost 48 down there, which would make building the door really hard.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It pushed the sides in.
Yeah.
It's not a thing I would have ever thought to account for.
Which means this piece of plywood was not particularly straight, which I assumed it was more straight than my build, but it was not.
It looks like nice plywood. Is that like Pap Era plywood?
I think so, yeah.
Looks a lot nicer than the plywood they make now. So yeah, I could see why you'd assume that. What's your favorite part?
Sunday?
I was gonna say pulling all your tools out. Oof. It's just a little bit too tall.
Putting your drink right here.
Thanks. So I'm gonna staple. We still gotta do the insides of this mesh on the bottom here. And I remembered I had a regular staple gun I was using when I hung up the chicken wire for the what I thought were beans, but which actually I should update you and let you know they're not, they're cucumbers. It came from a youth group garden bucket that they got, so I wasn't 100% sure. But anyway, this one works much better than the electric one Brian was struggling with yesterday, so. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jack, I can't reach it from here. Chillax, homie. I did. I jammed the stapler. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Just put a whole new thing in there. I'll use these up later. But
Are they mangled or something?
they split in like 7 places and started to overlap each other.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you for fixing it for me.
You're welcome.
You trying to help me mess me up?
Sorry.
I got both of my helpers, plus Meat Face, plus the cat.
The cat's my idea.
So hopefully we can get this done and I can, well, we can enjoy a little bit of our Sunday.
At least it's pretty outside.
It is very pretty. And I am re-supporting this lid that I'm making so that it won't warp every time you open it. That's good. So then I'll need to cut some hardware cloth to go over the top of it, throw 2 hinges on the back, throw the 2 hook clasps on that end to actually hold it shut. Oh, and I have a board I'm gonna run from here to there underneath that will re-support that for when I put the hinges in so that they hold tight. Now it lifts. I may have to,
It's just gonna be a little.
yeah, I should get a little board or something where you
So
guys
it
can
stops over
you can
there?
just prop it like this.
Yeah.
But that's not super pertinent right now.
Nah.
That stapler again for 1 second, Pumpkin.
1 sec.
Get out of my glove. Come on.
Need some help?
Oh, maybe.
Roof.
Okay.
You live there now.
No, I don't. And my cat.
Told you this was for the chickens, but in actuality. All right. Chicken tractor is all but complete. Enough for Muscles to stop for the night. So tomorrow, Bean and I will weave this together because, yeah, that's something would be able to get in there pretty easy.
If an animal got up on there, so you want to like maybe just go through both because it's about overlapping by about 2.
And then I have to do some research and figure out exactly how to acclimate them. You're supposed to acclimate them slowly, but they're in a plastic tote, so I really don't know how we're going to do that, but I don't think they're going to care.
Might be good to just bring them out during the day and evening and put them in this thing. Let them walk around in this thing for 2 hours, then take them back in the house, then bring them out the next day for 4 hours, then this thing over here.
Just during the day?
During the day for the week, and then this weekend I can re-secure the door on the coop. And then we can start sticking them in
I forgot about the door on the coop. Okay. They are rowdy chickens. They want to be somewhere where they can hop up on things because they keep jumping up onto the... Every time we have chicken wire over the top of their roosting, or what's it called?
Nesting box.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. As good a name as any.
And every time you slide it down to feed them or water them or take care of them, they are jumping up on the side of that thing. They want out. I think this is going to make them very happy in the meantime.
When I get home Thursday, I got to put a handle on here for you guys for the lid. 2 eye bolts on the bottom of the rope so you guys can move this around easier. Put them really tight so that it holds this thing down, so it pops loose over there. Then you just kind of shift it a little to the right, and that one pops loose.
Okay.
But that keeps it really tight so no animal's gonna
Perfect.
get it open.
The chickens really are fun because even now, before they're even outside, they've got their own little personalities. Like they're fun, gross little. They poop in their own food and water all the time. Like they're disgusting, but they are fun.
Now let's go have fun and eat dinner and sit down.
Okay. We harvested a bunch of tomatoes from the garden and I roasted them earlier, and we're gonna make some tomato soup out of our own tomatoes and our own onions, and make some grilled cheeses, and happy Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, it's Friday. We are back out here finishing this thing up. I'm gonna try, this is the one thing Charlotte didn't have time to really weave, although I think maybe she said there was another part. I don't know, I'll have to look around. I'm gonna try to get this done for her. She's been working her butt off so that she doesn't have to mess with it later. What can I do for you, chickens? Down. Well, now I remember why I gave this job to Bean and Charlotte before, because it sucks. Staring at all these little squares is not enough to make your eyes go crazy.
He's been busy while I've been at work. How you doing in there, baby girls? Not babies anymore, are you? All right, I guess I should help instead of just standing here looking pretty. Well, if they were sheets cheap ones, why don't you just buy some new ones?
Well, don't need to spend $20 if I don't need to spend $20.
Donna Holland sent us 25. You could use 20 of it for sunglasses and $5 for a 40. How much do 40s cost now?
I have no idea.
Probably even more than $5.
I buy pounders every now and then when we're out of town, but
How many ounces is a pound?
I don't know. I don't even know if they're actually a pound. We always called them pounders.
Maybe it's the same. Maybe the gangs call them 40s and the rednecks call them pounders.
If we don't go to a grocery store to buy the beer, like if we stop at a gas station, I normally just get 2 or 3 of those big ones.
Yeah. I think you've been drinking more beer since you started this job than you have in the last 5 years.
I tell them that every time. I'm like, I haven't drank beer in years with any kind of consistency. I was like, when fall hit, I'd have some pumpkin ones.
Yeah.
I was like, but I drink like a case a week now. I was like, I haven't done that probably a decade. It's like, I didn't even do that much in the Army. Even back then, it was usually whiskey.
You think an animal can get in that last little bit? Down there, you think? Sorry, I'll hold it still.
Just go like every 4 blocks with this. This is that real thick gauge.
We're gonna go back up?
Yeah. I'm just adding this as a for weight thing.
Okay.
Not as a oh my God, this is gonna help so much. It's just, then if an animal gets on here, this will negate any weight that an animal is.
Okay. All right, that's all done. What's next, honey bunny?
We can go over to the coop.
Let's go over to the coop. What are we doing now?
One of our viewers actually recommended this, and it is really smart. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me. They suggested we flip this thing so that it folds down instead of folding up.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So it's like a ramp.
Yeah, then there's a built-in ramp for the chickens to get in and out.
Genius.
Yeah, I just have to move the hinges down here and the handle up there.
You flipped it and reversed it.
I did. I put my thing down, flipped it, and reversed it.
Missy Elliott would be proud. Oh yeah, I guess you don't need that little hook up there, do you?
I need it down here where it'll hold this thing shut.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. We is on the other side. I'll go look for your sunglasses.
It's all right. We'll look when we're done. Oh,
There they are.
found them. I think for now, if we carry over 2 or 3 cinder blocks, I think we can just push it shut, set one there, set one there against it, and one at the end so it can't get pulled open.
So we can rebuild the door.
Yeah, I think that'll be enough to keep anything out.
There are a few things, since we've had the chickens in the chicken tractor this week, there are a few things that Bean and I have noticed that we need to work on for the tractor. It's very sturdy, keeps them out super well. Putting them in is easy. Moving, it's not great, but we already have a solution for that. Brian's gonna build the handle. That's gonna make it much easier. And then getting them back out is a challenge because you actually have to climb in to get them out. Last night I did okay. No, it wasn't last night. You guys brought them in last night. I guess it was the night before. I did okay because they all stayed on that end where it opens, so I could reach in and grab them. But if they don't come to you on that end, you have to climb in and get them, which is a pain in the butt. So there are a couple of things that we need to work on, but it's been good having this as kind of a trial run this week so we can figure out what works and what doesn't. So.
We can maybe, I don't know, well, we can look. I might be able to make the handle for it right now. A few minor tweaks, and it'll be good.
Let's get this going. It's chickie room time. Oh, I should probably clean those, damn.
Clean what?
These roosting boxes are all dirty.
You're going to clean them of dust for the chickens.
I mean, yeah. That's a fair point, though.
Before you put them in a building with a dirt floor and they shit in that box, you're going to clean it first.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure that I need the pine shavings in the bottom here. I mean, all the chicken coops I've looked at online, they just kind of are in the dirt, but maybe it'll help them acclimate a little. And then I got it in their boxes.
If I rip a deck board in half and run it across there, that for your lip or whatever you called it.
Yeah, just to kind of hold the stuff in, see how it's kind of coming out.
3.
Pray the Lord if you drink.
6.5.
By the way, today is a Kool-Aid kind of a day.
Yeah. Tell you what, for just measuring that with my hand,
That's pretty dang perfect.
pretty close.
Screws?
Yes. There.
Looks so good. Leave them alone, Jack. Listen, this is gonna be
A new home.
your new home. Jack will not be allowed in. I know, it's all very scary because you've had so many new changes lately. I know. See, and he'll be able to come in here at nighttime. Yeah.
It's really warm in here.
And then during the day, he'll come outside.
Here you guys are in the new home.
And we'll get their food and water and bring it over.
What do you mean they're trying to roost? They want to be up on something, which is natural. That's what they're supposed to do as they get older. And then when they get old enough, they'll start using the roosting boxes for laying the eggs. Well, you want to show her how to get up and down? Let's see. There you go. You did it.
She's like, oh, I kind of like this though. Not gonna lie.
What are you thinking about the tractor?
I'm gonna have to put the wheels on it.
Okay. Well, for now, you and I can pick it up and just bring it over here and... Thank you. I'll be all right with that for now, because the wheels are in the Jimmy, and the Jimmy is in the shop getting inspected, so.
I'm gonna have to switch that 550 cord out for an actual rope.
Okay. Kool-Aid helps.
I think people don't understand. Shh, don't say anything. But I'm gonna like steal all the grapes and have a cannonball kind of like thing. Throw a couple of them. So, shh.
Daddy can build a little thing that we can just kind of lift it and prop it. And we'll open the little door and they'll just go straight in, and we can drop it down, and then we can move it to wherever
What do you want?
we need it to go, yeah. But for right now, they're in the coop. We need to get their food and their water, put it in there with them. We should clean out their water, get them fresh water, and then starting tomorrow night, we won't have to put the food and water in the coop with them. They don't eat or drink after bedtime anyway. I'm gonna put it in there now because it's early. We're still hours away from the sun going down, so that way they've got it, but they can kind of acclimate to the coop tonight. And then tomorrow we'll practice coming out and into the chicken tractor. So the chickens are in their new home. I hope I'm doing this right. Everybody tells me how easy chickens are, and I have found it easy each step as we go, but leading up to that step, I'm like, oh my gosh, what, like we talked about the roosting boxes. That's why I had to look it up, because I was like, do I need to introduce them to I thought they slept in there, but they don't. They just lay eggs in there, and these chickens are not ready to lay eggs. So a lot of people apparently just leave them covered until later. But at this point, we just need to make sure that I guess they sleep on the roosting bars. I know they already want to roost because they keep trying to get up onto the side of the tote. So we're good there. So yeah, I've struggled as we've approached each step, but then we do what seems logical or what we read on Google, and it seems to work out. So hopefully this is one of those too. I can't imagine that it won't be. The only thing would be if something manages to burrow under the concrete foundation of that building, which I'd be hard pressed to.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. We'll figure it out, but I think they're fine. But yeah, I mean, basically like always, what we thought would be a quick one-day project turned into a week-long thing. Well, I guess really like 3 days, but it was 2 days, then I had to go to work for a week and then a day. And
yeah, but I think that kind of worked out because they spent the week getting acclimated to being outside.
Yeah, it actually did end up working out pretty well.
I hope it was better for them. I know they can get stressed going into new environments, and I know after leaving them outside all day, they were not happy to come back in at night. So I'm hoping that this step helps them to get rid of whatever chicken anxiety they've got, because they can just go from the coop to the tractor and be happy little chickens.
Should be good.
Yeah.
Now it's Friday evening. The weather's getting better again. It's starting to cool down.
Speaking of chickens, I have to go meet our neighbor to buy her eggs in a few minutes. So it's a chicken day.
Yeah. Beans out there harvesting the garden.
Yeah. Yep.
And we don't have chickens in our closet anymore.
I know.
So I'd say that probably.
I think we made some progress.
Yeah.